Ok, donc nous avons aujourd'hui avec nous Tom.
D'accord,
Tom,
bonjour.
ça se prononce Escher, ton nom de
Ouais,
famille. Et Tom est, je crois, un Américain maintenant ou tu es franco-américain?
j'ai français et américain, j'ai deux passeports.
Tu as deux passeports
Je suis
comment?
né ici, mais mon famille est en France.
D'accord, d'accord. Donc tu es né ici et ça fait toute ta vie, tu as passé aux États-Unis?
Oui, mais j'ai travaillé à Paris pour un an quand
Oui.
ça fait 10 ans et j'ai travaillé en technologie. Une compagnie ici à moi envoyée en France et j'ai travaillé là-bas.
Ah, d'accord, d'accord. Donc maintenant, enfin, ta carte dit que tu travailles pour Taos.
Ouais.
Qu'est-ce que tu fais pour eux?
J'ai travaillé en sales.
Ah, tu fais de la vente.
Ouais, ouais, en avance. Ouais. J'ai fait ça pour toute mon vie.
D'accord, d'accord. C'est un métier qui n'est jamais ennuyeux parce qu'il faut que toujours tu parles à des gens, des nouvelles personnes
Ouais,
et tout le monde est différent, n'est-ce pas?
d'accord. Ouais,
Oui,
ouais.
d'accord. Est-ce que tu peux nous raconter un petit peu ce que tu as fait depuis que tu as commencé à vendre? Est-ce que tu t'es aussi vendeur en France?
Um, Taos, c'est seulement ici aux États-Unis.
Ah,
C'est
d'accord.
à San Jose, il y a 500 personnes qui travaillent là-bas.
Ah oui,
Ça existe pour 25 ans. Et nous avons 200 personnes qui habitent à Boise, Idaho,
oui,
et un grand bureau là-bas.
d'accord. Et toi, tu as commencé ta carrière comme vendeur
Vendeur, ouais,
toute ta vie?
j'ai commencé à Oracle, ça c'est
Ah oui,
mon
oui.
primaire après école. Mais c'est tout mon vie.
Toute ta vie, tu as fait de la vente.
Ouais. Mais c'est technical.
Oui, et de la vente technique, oui.
Ouais,
C'est différent par contre, Oracle, c'est surtout de la vente de software, n'est-ce pas?
ouais, ouais.
Et là, c'est plutôt de la vente de personnes, de la
Des,
vente de services.
des services, oui.
C'est un peu différent comme vente, non?
Oracle font le software, hardware, mais les services sont importants aussi.
Ah bon, ils vendent aussi les
Et c'est
services.
des services pour quand on achetait le software, on veut pour le software pour
Pour
travailler,
l'implémenter, il faut un
implémenter.
service.
Ouais, exactement.
Ah d'accord,
Ouais.
donc c'est ça que tu vendais aussi?
Pas Oracle, mais des gens qui ont Oracle.
Qui ont Oracle aussi vendent
Ouais,
les deux.
ouais. Mais nous sommes plus dans le open source et ça c'est différent de Oracle.
Ah oui, bien sûr. Bien sûr. Open source, c'est-à-dire que tout le monde peut avoir accès au software.
Ouais.
Et ce que tu vends en ce moment, c'est des services qui sont plutôt donnés par des gens, par des techniciens, n'est-ce pas? Par des ingénieurs.
C'est dans les data centers.
Oui.
Et il y a des data centers partout dans le monde.
Ah
Et
bon?
il y a l'ordinateur dans les data centers.
Oui.
Et en Idaho, les gens 24 sur 24 travaillent sur l'ordinateur partout dans le monde.
Ah d'accord. Donc tu as des clients un peu partout dans le monde?
C'est des compagnies américaines, mais
Oui.
il y a des data centers
Dans plusieurs villes.
oui, oui, oui,
Donc
partout.
vous êtes une compagnie assez internationale?
International, oui. Mais souvent c'est Europe, Asia et États-Unis.
Ah oui, c'est surtout l'Europe. C'est
Ouais.
pour ça qu'ils t'ont engagé parce que tu parles français.
Ah non, non.
Pas
Non, non, non.
nécessairement.
Non. C'est triste, mais tout le monde en technologie parle anglais.
Tout le monde parle en anglais.
Ouais.
Ok, ok.
Mais j'ai travaillé à Paris pour un an.
Ah
Um,
bon?
ouais.
Oui. Et qu'est-ce que tu faisais à Paris? C'était bien?
La même chose. C'est à Clichy-sur-Bois, dans le
Oui.
Nord.
Oui.
Et il y a le data center, c'est là-bas. C'est une ancienne usine de BIC.
Tu as
Et,
essayé de trouver des clients français
ouais, ouais.
pour Tao?
Ouais. Ah non, 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 ça fait 10 ans. Ça s'appelle Exodus.
Exodus, oui, j'ai
Ouais.
entendu parler.
Et le bureau, c'est La Défense, en Tour
À la
Ariane.
Défense, oui,
Ouais,
près de Oracle.
ouais,
Il
ouais.
y a Oracle, il y a IBM, et il y a des grosses boîtes.
Il y a beaucoup là-bas, ouais, c'est
À
grand.
la Défense, c'est comme un petit peu la Silicon Valley de Paris.
Ouais.
Oui. Et quelles sont tes impressions de la France? Quelles sont tes impressions de la France?
J'adore la France. J'ai mon famille à côté de Toulouse,
Ah oui?
mais pour travailler et gagner un boulot, tout ça, c'est...
C'est très fatigant.
ouais, il y a plus de choses ici que là-bas.
Oui, parce que là-bas, le transport fatigue,
Ouais,
le métro fatigue, et puis on arrive à la maison tard le soir,
ouais,
et après on dort et on doit se réveiller pour aller travailler,
ouais,
et le week-end, on dort.
ouais, ouais, non,
C'est beaucoup plus une vie fatigante.
ouais, tout à fait.
D'accord. Tu avais construit ta famille ici aux États-Unis, j'assume?
Ouais, ici. Ma femme est de Reno, Nevada, née là-bas.
Ah, d'accord.
Mais
Donc,
je suis en train de. Moi, j'ai un passeport, je suis en train le
entre
passeport
les
pour
deux.
oui, le livret de famille et tout ça, mais
Donc, tes
c'est
enfants
compliqué.
peuvent devenir français s'ils veulent?
Ah oui, 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 oui. Mais c'est compliqué avec le carte de livret de famille et tout ça.
Ah oui, oui, il faut que tu les mettes sur le livret de famille français
Mhm.
et après ils ont accès au passeport européen.
Ouais, ouais.
Ah, ça c'est bien, ils auront la double nationalité.
Ouais, ah ouais.
D'accord. Peux-tu nous expliquer un petit peu en quoi consiste le travail de vendeur par téléphone? Je pense que tu fais tout par téléphone.
Mais aussi sur email aussi.
Ah oui.
Ouais.
Donc, le premier contact en général, c'est par email.
Oui, mais souvent, nous serons là-bas en personne.
Ah, vous allez les voir.
On fait beaucoup de voyages. C'est entre Las Vegas, Los Angeles, c'est dans le reste.
Ah.
Mais oui.
Donc, c'est pour ça que tu voyages de temps en temps?
Ouais.
Ah, d'accord. Parce que des fois, tu disparais puis tu reviens.
Ouais, oui, oui, oui. Mais c'est intéressant parce que les choses modernes, en principe, il y a des gens qui achètent ça et c'est intéressant pour faire des choses en personne.
Ah,
On ne peut pas faire tout sur le téléphone.
ah, d'accord. Oui, comme ça, ils savent qui tu es, avec qui ils ont affaire, et puis ils disent, bon, je veux faire du business avec lui, ou bien non, je veux pas.
D'accord, ouais.
So, let's see. Quand tu as été élevé dans une famille bilingue,
Ouais.
donc ta mère parlait français et ton père en anglais?
Non, c'est seulement anglais.
Seulement anglais?
Ouais, ah oui, oui. Ma mère parle français, mais
Elle
pas dans la
parlait
maison.
pas à la maison?
Ah non, non.
Non.
C'est
Et comment
triste.
tu as appris en allant en France?
Moi, pendant l'été,
Tu es allé en France?
ouais, ouais.
Tu avais des amis là-bas?
Et beaucoup de familles. Famille à Paris, et Saint-Malo et Toulouse.
Ah d'accord. Et le nom de famille Escher, c'est anglais, américain?
Non, c'est Suisse.
Suisse?
Ah, Suisse.
Ah d'accord.
Ouais.
Donc tu es de français suisse, de la Suisse.
Non, Escher, c'est en Zurich. C'est allemand, français,
Ah
suisse-allemand.
D'accord. Donc mais non, mais en Switzerland, il y a l'Allemagne, la France, l'Italie.
Ouais.
Et donc toi, tu es du côté de l'Allemagne?
Oui, à côté de Zurich. C'est dans le pays des gens qui parlent anglais, allemand.
Donc tu parlais allemand et français?
Non. Mais Escher, c'est un nom qui parle
Ah,
seulement.
c'est un nom de Suisse.
Suisse-allemand, pas suisse-français.
Ah d'accord. C'est peut-être ton grand-père.
Ouais.
D'accord. Et donc tu as peut-être trois nationalités dans tes veines.
Ouais.
Tu as les Allemands, les Français et les Américains.
Et aussi Irish, parce que
Et tu as aussi l'Irish.
beaucoup, oui.
Ok. C'est pour ça que quand on te regarde, on ne sait pas qui tu es.
Oui, parce que mon autre famille arrive d'Ireland,
Ah oui.
ici, devant le Gold Rush et tout ça, pour longtemps.
D'accord.
Ouais.
Donc tu as les cheveux bruns,
Ouais.
les yeux bruns. Ça c'est français, non?
Oui, tout à fait, oui.
Mm.
Mais c'est États-Unis, on peut un peu de tous.
Oui, c'est vrai. C'est vrai. On ne peut pas te définir quand on te regarde. On ne peut pas dire oui, lui il est Irish ou bien lui il est allemand. On ne peut pas. Parce que tu es un mélange.
Je suis un mat, oui.
Ouais.
Ouais.
Et tes enfants te ressemblent?
Oui, ah oui, beaucoup.
Beaucoup?
Ouais.
Ah, c'est bien. Okay. So we're gonna switch to English since
Okay.
maybe it will go more fluidly.
Fluidly? Mhm.
So we have today's Tom Escher, who is, I guess, an IT salesperson.
IT services.
IT services salesperson.
Mhm.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about how you ended up working for this particular company. I mean, did you have you went through many steps, or?
I've been in this industry for a long time, so
Yeah.
it's started the data center industry and then eventually went into the services side. So it's all like continuum of the same space.
Oh, okay.
So it's a very small world.
Oh, so the more you work in the field, the more you know people?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, really? So people maybe you talked to 10 years ago, or companies you talked to 10 years ago might still be around.
Or colleagues or bosses or
They
everything.
move companies, but they're still around in some form somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, so you build up relationships.
And LinkedIn, you can track people, and a lot of people are still here in San Francisco in this
Oh
area.
yeah, LinkedIn is getting to be really big.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Do you ever do a sale through LinkedIn?
No, never.
You don't track your future clients through LinkedIn?
I track them, but we've never actually done a sale.
No.
We
You
have,
you just connect with them, then you call them.
and yeah, or to see how people related and what are the relationships. That's what I like about LinkedIn.
Oh, really?
How connections, who we know in common, and things like that are very interesting.
Yeah, because I do a little sales, but I never remember doing a sale thanks to a connection on LinkedIn, and I heard that there is a secret to it. Have you ever? How much time do you spend on LinkedIn?
I spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, but the size of what we sell,
It's
it's
impossible.
impossible. Yeah, someome's not going to buy it over LinkedIn.
Oh, it's too
It's
too
more
big
expensive.
of an amount.
It's a large amount. So yeah,
So there's no way.
no, not
You
normally.
gotta meet the person,
Absolutely.
know who you're dealing with first. I
We-
mean, they need to know who they are dealing with.
We operate in the higher end of the market, so things are
Very
expensive.
expensive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, okay. So how would you define then LinkedIn? I mean, okay, they know you, so what? We didn't do a sale on LinkedIn. I never did a sale on LinkedIn. I mean,
Right.
I tried. I didn't say I never tried. I
Right.
did try, but it never worked because people know you just your face,
Mm-hmm.
and then you exchange a couple texts,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't feel compelled to do anything with you, really, especially if they're not in the same state or the same city, right?
People buy from people, and they want to have a relationship with the person. So absolutely.
So the only thing that LinkedIn might do is get your name recognition, maybe? The name of your company?
You could. We don't market. I just use it for tracking. So following people. It's now when I meet somebody, I'll link into them, and then I'll get rid of their business
Oh,
card.
you find out where they moved, to which
Mhm.
company they moved.
And how to find somebody. If you can't if you forget about somebody. But I see the activities of how they change between different companies, and
Oh, that's the real use of it then.
that's what I use it for. Absolutely. Mhm.
Okay. So I know that some people say increase your leads through LinkedIn. Is that possible?
I think so. It depends on what you're selling, but I think it is possible. I mean, revenue is a big part of what LinkedIn does.
So to increase your leads on LinkedIn, you connect with more people?
More people. So part of what Taos does is a placement or a staffing company.
Yeah.
So we're always looking for new people. We have about 300 consultants today.
So once in a while you look for new people?
So we have 14 recruiters, and all the recruiters use LinkedIn to find people. So there's a higher end version of the product which allows you to track people and find skill sets. So that's how they make a lot of their money in addition to advertising.
Oh. So do you sometimes also advertise on LinkedIn? No.
No, for resources, for people. We do it for people. We don't advertise products.
I see.
So candidates for positions.
So sometimes you look for candidate?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Mhm.
and that's also a good tool then.
And especially it allows us to see if they have specialized or technical skill sets.
Yeah.
So it helps us vet and find
You look at
talent.
the profile.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Do you find that people represent themselves truthfully on LinkedIn, or you think they all kind of wear a suit and a tie and try to look good, and there's no way of checking them out? What do you think? Do you think it's a facade?
I think it goes down to their skills, and it's all about what they can do. So it's mostly their skills and past performance.
So you check.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
we check it. These are technical sorts of things, so we interview them and find out. We ask some sort of technical questions in the process.
So it's not about the face of
Doesn't
the person.
matter. It doesn't. We have a conversation and we discuss things and we assess whether they can do it or not.
Mhm.
And just through a conversation, and if they share, when they've done it in the past and how
Yes.
they've done it,
And
you
you
either
can
know.
catch if they can do it or not.
But we don't check any references or anything. It's all about
No?
no, not
It's
at
all
all.
about relationship. How you feel about them.
But if you have them describe what they've done, 4 or 5 times
You
before,
trust them.
they've done it for people that are reputable. It's just
Yeah. Just by the conversation, you can see whether they make sense or not.
hmm
Is that the idea?
very much so. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So, for you to screen a candidate, have you done that kind of work? I mean, are you a 90 person?
No, I haven't. But at Taos, a very important part of the company is how we vet talent.
Yeah.
So there's a process. It's a 4-hour interview that allows us to profile the skills, and then
Before you kind of send them to someone.
exactly. So we can vet. It's a 1 through 4, A through D metric.
Yeah.
We can figure out exactly what their skill sets are, and so we can
So
learn.
you don't particularly need to have it yourself to hire him.
No, exactly.
So so you screen them other ways, I guess. Is there a test or something?
No, just it's in conversation, just asking them questions.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, okay, that sounds good. So if you say, have you done that kind of work before, kind of thing?
Exactly.
So catch 22, you cannot get experience until you get your first job, and then you cannot get your first job until you have experience. It's a loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much. But you gotta find that first person that's gonna give you the experience.
A lot of them like it, but this is their passion, their motivation. They do this stuff at home. I study what I do outside of work all the time, so we all
Yeah.
love our industry. So these people oftentimes initially got into it because they were motivated.
Because they like the
Curiosity. They wanted to learn about it. A lot of us work in the industry because we're curious about what's happening, and so it
topic.
never
they
ends.
They gain knowledge.
It's on the
all the
internet. It's
time.
mostly open source software, so people could do it themselves.
They learn. Yeah.
Then there are a lot of forums and ways you can learn. So it's I think it's actually very accessible if someone is curious about it. For very little money, they can learn and then become an expert in the industry.
Okay, I heard that there's 0% unemployment in San Francisco for skilled people.
Mm-hmm.
So right now there's more demand than supply.
Absolutely.
You mean you need more people than there are people who can go on jobs?
Qualified people with
Qualified.
appropriate skill sets. Absolutely.
So if the market doesn't have enough people in the city, then you go look for jobs in another city, I assume.
So we have 14 recruiters that source for resources around
Yeah.
the country.
Yeah.
So they'll find people, and then we can vet their skills through the interview process.
Yeah.
And for the right people, we will
you
actually
can fly them.
we'll relocate them. We'll fly them back to San Jose.
Oh, okay.
We'll get them set up with housing, and we will make them consultants. So we bring talent in from outside of.
Oh, you do
outside
bring
the Bay
them
Area.
from small town, maybe.
This
yeah.
year we probably hired at least 50 people and from outside of the Bay Area and brought them here.
Oh, okay.
And now they work here.
Yeah, so it was not then a lie when Mayor, I mean, the Chamber of Commerce said there's 0% unemployment in San Francisco, and it's actually minus. There's not enough skilled people.
It depends on the resource and what they need to be done, but
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the only people who are really unemployed are people with no skills at all.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the problem is?
But I think it's accessible. I mean, I think you can learn this stuff on the internet. You can. I think
And
these.
you can learn and become.
I think it goes back to
qualified.
passion and passion and curiosity. If people are curious about this, I think there's definitely opportunities.
Yeah.
And people can go and learn and pick up, get a job. The demand is that high.
Yeah, just like all the people who market their skill as social media specialists, they learn all that on their own.
Mm-hmm.
They went on the internet, look at all the social media, they say, oh, I can do that. I can be of service to someone to increase their social media presence.
Yep.
And they offered their service.
Yep.
It's the same with, I guess, SEO and all of the other things that you learn on your own, because there's no school out there really that tells you tomorrow you're going to specialize in being a social media specialist, because the field is so new.
Well, once it's pen to ink and it's written down, it's already obsolete. So
Mhm.
it doesn't really matter. You can't teach these things in school.
Yeah, because there'll be, as soon as you finish learning, there'll be something new coming up.
It's very dynamic. Absolutely.
Yeah. But you as a salesperson is classic. All you have to do is sell. I mean, the profession of sales is like as old as the ancient times, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so
I love sales. Yeah.
There's a book, The Salesman in Babylon. I don't know, you probably read
No.
it. Okay, so it's a book about selling, but it has nothing to do with selling IT or software, but it's the basis of selling any product.
Mhm.
So sales is sales. People are people. And yeah, I met briefly someone from your company. He's a very nice person. So he is the one who kind of keep the glue together in the company.
Rick Arrudia is our CEO and founder. He's
Yeah.
had it for 25 years,
Yeah.
and he's very much hands-on.
Oh, okay. He goes and meet everyone.
Very much so.
Really?
So 25 years ago, Rick and Alex Starsky, their co-founder, were working at Apple,
Yeah.
and they didn't think the quality of talent going to Apple was what it could be, and so they started with their first customer
They
at Apple
decided to screen their own people.
and start placing resources. So Apple's been a customer for a very long time.
Oh yeah, yeah. Apple. Yeah, they have the new watch coming out, huh?
Exactly.
Are you guys up to date on that?
We're just infrastructure people, so we're like in the pipes. We don't.
Oh, not
we,
the retail.
no. We're on the other end of the spectrum.
Yeah, okay, okay. So you're not out there repairing a watch. Okay.
No.
Yeah. So you out there keeping all the servers and working
And the networks, the fiber optic networks, and a lot of those
between
sort of
the different
the data
cities?
centers, and yeah, so it's more on the infrastructure level. So we don't do application or things like development.
Oh,
It's mostly infrastructure that things that people don't appreciate but make things work.
run smoothly for the whole company?
Or the internet, or it's infrastructure we use every day.
Yeah, so let's say, give us a specific example. Let's say I have a company in maybe 50 cities.
Mhm.
So I want everybody to know what I'm talking about in all the 50 cities.
Right.
And that's how you coordinate everything? Is that what pretty much?
So we would do the infrastructure. So they'd have a couple data centers. They may run portions of infrastructure in Amazon or public clouds like that. So we would
Mhm.
run that infrastructure.
Okay.
So we would support the email and the services that run on top of it.
Data center, okay. And then there's also an expression that says call centers there.
Mhm.
That has nothing to do with it.
So we have in Idaho, our operation is a 24/7 operation.
Yeah.
So we run infrastructure around the world. So they do take phone calls,
Okay.
but they monitor environments around the world and data centers, and then if something happens, they fix it.
Okay.
So a lot of these things don't need to be done in person. Most of these problems can be fixed remotely. So
Oh,
that's
really? That's awesome.
yeah.
So yeah, because where I work, next door to you,
Mhm.
they can check what's on your computer from another from another city. They can
Absolutely.
access everything that's going on in your computer.
No question. Absolutely.
Can your boss see what's going on in your computer if he wants to?
I imagine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you better keep your personal stuff
Yeah.
out of there.
No secrets on my computer.
No secrets. So you have two computers, one for home and one for business.
I'm a boring person. I have no secrets.
Okay. No, but technically, a lot of people forget to separate their personal from their work, and
Mhm.
sometimes they don't realize it's accessible.
I mean, there's your employer. There's other, people that want to try to get your information. So it's a lot of,
Yeah, no,
threats.
because the story that came out like in August, where Yahoo was able to detect with the software how much time an employee working from home was working actually.
Mhm.
And when they found out that the people were not actually working, they decided to bring them all to the office rather
Mhm.
than let them home. So
Mhm.
there was a way for them to check.
Oh yeah. No, absolutely.
And the employees didn't know they were checking. I guess they didn't know, else they would have been working, right?
I think you have to presume that everything's being watched at all times.
Oh, okay, so that no surprise.
Yeah.
No pink slip.
Yeah.
Okay. So anyway, this is a very interesting world. What's the most interesting part of doing what you do? I mean, I'm sure there's one thing that you appreciate more than another.
The rate of change and how fast things are changing and how fast things are accelerating. It's just
So you yourself have to keep updated then.
things. Yes. I mean, we think about mobile devices and phones and tablets. I mean, these things have not been around for a long time.
You have to connect them together.
And next generation applications, and it's a very dynamic, changing, growing market.
Oh. And so you're whoever Eric you said keeps you updated on all these things.
All of us, absolutely.
And then he said, now go after that market or go after these kind of people because that's where it's growing the most.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The mobile phone is the most growing right now. I don't know if I'm right, but
All the infrastructure that makes the phone work, all the things that make your apps work, all the databases, all that stuff, that's what has to be taken care of, and
okay.
that's our world.
Oh, okay. So so tell us a little bit about how maybe go back to you as a person rather
Mhm.
than to your work. Tell us how growing in a multicultural household, like a father who's American and a mother who was kind of French, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, or maybe she was half French, half Irish, whatever. But was there a lot of discord in the culture, or?
So my mother was actually born in the U.S. as well. So
Oh,
both
she
of my
was.
parents,
Oh.
and so her mother was French. Her mother was actually born in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
So it had been actually
Too
her.
much of a culture difference?
Mhm. My grandmother spoke French, but my mother not so much. It was mostly just English in the house. So we had become Americanized.
Oh, very quickly then.
Yes,
Okay.
and it's sad because there's no French TV, or there's not a lot of French outlets or community. So
But your mother had maybe different habits from her mother that were a little bit different, maybe from the American mothers.
absolutely, no, definitely.
Or there was some touch of a French in the household.
Yeah, I think so. You know, I mean,
Maybe the cooking a little bit.
yeah, bon vivant, eating and drinking, absolutely.
Yeah, there was a little touch of French in the household.
I think mostly around food, and that was a big part of it.
Yeah, food is a very important part of life.
Mm-hmm.
My sister, because when I argued with my sister, I tell her, "Oh, food is not important." She said, "No, food is important. It's life." Because I was trying to think like an American, where you got to be very down to other things than sitting down at the table and spending time preparing a meal or whatever, because they spend a lot of time just making the menu of the day and things like that. As for me, I became Americanized, where is food really on the first priority of my list?
Mm-hmm.
For them, it is. So that's where I felt the difference between me and them when I went back, because I became so Americanized, whereas everything's practical. Just grab a muffin here and a fruit here, and I'm fine.
Right.
As long as I refilled my energy or my gas tank, I was fine. But over there, it's important to really make sure you have something pleasurable, and that's a very big difference I've found with Americans and French people.
I mean, I think food is community, and so to me, despite the fact that we were Americans and are Americans, our French identity is probably around food, and then is more than anything else.
We want to try to eat more quality food.
Well, but also spending time preparing food, and at those times when I was with my grandmother, then we would speak French.
Yeah.
If I ever spoke French, those were the times when I would speak French.
Oh,
so that's what I liked
in the
about
kitchen
it.
And around table.
So I think food and French culture all kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah, and also there's very interesting conversation around the table.
Absolutely.
Yes, which doesn't happen too much here because everything's so fast. You grab on the couch something to eat while you watch TV. It's not at all like that over there.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
for sure.
That's
Absolutely.
what I know. That's the big difference I noticed. So anyway, it's a pleasure to talk to a multicultural person who can appreciate maybe both sides of I would say of the continents in an equally you like them both, since you're from both parents, right, from both cultures, so you cannot take sides, right?
It's relative. There are good things and bad things about both.
Oh yeah. What do you like the most about the Americans then?
I just think what's San Francisco and the multiculturalism,
It's good.
especially here, the Asian influence and this area is such a melting pot, and it just doesn't happen in France.
Yeah.
I think that's the most important. How people become Americanized.
We see that on our floor. There's people come and go all the time, and they're all multicultural. The German and all kinds, and the Asians and everything. And so right now we have several cultures on our floor. The airline, the Arabic airline, and then the German guy the guy from UK, and then the German attorney. So we do have multicultural floor ourselves, right?
Yep. I think it reflects the Bay Area.
Yeah, and we are very, very courteous with each other. I mean, we we respect each other the same way as if we are the same.
That's right.
I didn't feel any discord or anything on the floor.
And I don't have that. France is a little bit different. How people don't assimilate as much. It's sometimes populations don't. There's something unique about Americanization and how quickly people become Americanized.
Yeah, we have that new lady doing business development from Jordan. I don't know if you met her. And then it's incredible the diversity we have just on one floor.
Absolutely.
So anyway, it was a great pleasure to talk to you. I hope you keep enjoying understanding both sides, because it's important. That might help you in your business to understand maybe the French side when you talk to a Canadian client, and then you might understand better an American when you're talking to New York or something.
It helps.
It does help, right? So thank you so much for. First of all, I want to say I'm so happy you finally accepted, because last year you didn't know if you could make it, but as you can see, it's not that bad, right?
No, thank you. I appreciate your time. I'm grateful. Thank you.
So thank you for being here, and I look forward then maybe to connect with you on LinkedIn. Who knows?
Wonderful. Absolutely, please. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Perfect.
So you push the button.